Hi, here's Riyam Al-Kathiri and my colleague.
Rabia Riyam.
We are presenting for you our own project,
iPresent.
What is iPresent? iPresent is a mobile-based cloud application that came as a solution for some of the problems in the current systems. One of those problems is the excessive use of Java applets that suffer from lack of stability, whereas some of the systems now allow the interference of all parties in the procedure, what sometimes can lead to the interruption of a session to other students and the instructor himself. Another problem is the time and place to gather all the students and their instructor. iPresent came to propose solutions to those problems as it is a mobile app that can be used from any smartphone that has a web browser. Then all what you need to have is a web browser. Then you can use a PC, you can use an iPhone, iPad, or even an Android operating system mobiles. It's not only that, iPresent came to support the government initiative for smart learning and being able to use smart devices in the learning process, what will add to it and made it more fun.
We had used the latest technologies such as the OpenGL for embedded systems, which was used on the instructor side, what made our app highly responsive. Also, we used the HTML5 on the client side, such as Canvas tag.
We had used as well the WebSockets, which had reduced the pulling pressure on the network. And to manage this live interaction, we had used the server-sent events, where we used only small text messages to indicate the action that should be done on the client side. We don't send any images, and all the services for students are on the cloud, just to keep it light.
This picture represents a project description. We have two sides, instructor side and the student side. Instructor side, we have audio streaming and the actions done by the instructor using the iPad. And the student side will have the HTML5 and using different devices, iPads, iPhone, Blackberries, so on.
Every action that was done on the iPad has a message that is sent to the Java server that is waiting for all those messages to send them to the PHP web server that is in return spreads them all to all students that are waiting on their devices. In order to do all that, we had used a protocol that we had developed that will be based on sending particular messages. Once they are received at the client side, an action will be done there. This picture represents the implementation of iPresent. For instance, I'll go for the whiteboard. Using the OpenGL, we will be capturing the movement. And based on that, particular message will be sent to the server and all the way to the student. In this case, the action is done on the student side. Again, in the presentation mode, we are sending a particular message with the slide number that will be translated on the client side and their slide will be displayed.
If the action is in the polar mode, different procedure is followed. Instructor sends to the student the questions plus the choices. At the client side, radio buttons are created dynamically according to the number of choices provided. Student makes a choice. The value of choice is saved in the database. After 1 minute from sending the messages from iPad, the database checked and represents the results in bar graph. The audio streaming engine streams the instructor's captured voice to multicast addresses where it's broadcasted to all listening clients through the internet. We use in the instructor side VLC streamer and in the student side for the iOS devices O player. I will show you the live audio streaming. This PC represents the instructor side and these two iOS devices represent the student side. As we see here, the VLC streams my voice through the network and the two mobile devices receive. Here the iPad is already connected. I will gonna connect the iPhone. I will write the IP address, the port, and the MP3. I will write the and then I connect address, the port, and the test. You could now hear my voice from the two devices.
Here I will demonstrate how iPresent works. Here, as you can see, the instructor side on the right hand side, and on the left hand side we have the student. As you can see here, we have the whiteboard number 1 that is highlighted. If I'm going to draw in blue, you can see that the same color is shown on the student side. And if I'm going to go for red, again, the same thing. If you can go to the second whiteboard, it's clean on the instructor side, then it would be clean on the student side. If we go to whiteboard 3, as you can see here, the same color, and if I had switched back to whiteboard 1, it will get back the same. Is the presentation mode, when the instructor can surf his presentations, he can resize it, but the student have nothing changing. All what matters actually is the number in here. It is the same as the number in here at the student side. To change the slide for the student, all what you have to do is changing the number in here. Forward, backwards. It all depends on the instructor. How the polar mode works. We write a question. Are we okay? And here the answers are yes or no. It's dynamic. You can add up to 4 choices, but the minimum is 2. And here I'm going to show you. Now everything is sent. I'm going to enlarge this here for you on the iPhone. I'm going to answer yes. Now what will be happening actually, when the students answers a question, what happens is their answers are saved in the database. Just once the student clicks here, submits his answer, now he will be waiting for the action from the instructor and to see what the instructor will be doing next. Meanwhile, I was actually using the time as the results will take around 1 minute to show, and here we'll be waiting. As you can see here, once the minute is over, you can see here 50% for A, which is yes, and 50% for B, which is no, and we have only 2 students. Now we will move to the features that aren't synchronized with the students. As you can see here, the instructor has already opened the PDF mode, but the students only have the presentation mode, still they are there. The instructor, he can add his own text notes or whatever he wants. It's multi-language supporting. As you can see here, there is Arabic language and there is English language. You can manipulate it as you want. iPresent came to fill up the space that is lacked in the Blackboard. So we came up with the idea of opening the ADU, Abu Dhabi University main website, and from there you can go to the Blackboard or even the PeopleSoft. And let me try here going to the Blackboard to use all the features in it. Here, using my own ID. And here the password, it should be confidential. And here, as you can see here, there's a lot of features in Blackboard. An instructor can go and visit a course, and from there he can go maybe upload some grades, maybe opening the discussion board, and in there he can add anything. He can write something for his students. He can even upload a test for his students. Now, using this toolbar up here, the instructor can go easily backward and forward, and this will enable him to use the other portal, the PeopleSoft, where all the grades are there. He can do much more things. It is an editor where the instructor can write anything, and on the spot everything will be prettified. For instance, let me try to write a piece of code in here. Int x equals 15. And as you can see here, the integer, which is a type, variable type. For instance, let me try a comment word. It's not only for programming languages. The instructor can write anything. Test 1, 2, another test. As you can see here again, everything is in different colors. Now we will go to the calculator, which is a very simple calculator for simple calculations, as the instructor can try to do some multiplication and the values will be shown. Now we will be given iPresent home web pages a visit. You can see here we have an Arabic version of it, and let's get back to English. You can sign up or you can log in. We have added this toolbar to add some ease to the procedure of visiting the web page from the iPad, I mean. And here, let me try to write my own username. Now this is the home page. Let me try doing something. You may ask me, why do you have to sign up or log in or do all that? There is one feature that is only for logged in instructors. They can use the class generator. What is it? Let me give 5 examples. Here I'm gonna generate a link. This link will represent the whole link that the student have to go just to enter this particular instructor class. So if you just take this one here and use the email feature, where you can write whatever email in here, it doesn't matter, and then after clicking the sending email, it will be sent to that student from your own email. To sum up all what we had done,
iPresent is a mobile-based cloud application.
it provides similar to normal classroom feeling.
It uses technologies such as OpenGL for embedded system and server-side events.
It will serve the education sector.
It provides the services to users whenever and wherever.
Only a browser is needed.
It's very light on the network, as the client always receives a text message.
Proper canvas or div takes over,
and actions is taken.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.